What's up, everybody? My name is G Rock, and I'm going to be going over a little bit of Stargate SG-1 here with you. Today, we're going to be doing the introduction and character creation. This is a newer version than what came out a few years ago. This one is by Wyvern Games. They did actually a really good job with it. The artwork is really cool. It takes place roughly in about the sixth season of SG-1, so not quite to Atlantis, but uh, not quite at the very infancy. So we're going to be going over of course, the introduction and the character creation in this episode. This is going to be a multi-episode review, just because there's just so much in this. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff in here. What we'll be going over, uh, one thing, there is a dedication at the front of the book uh, for Philip Kevin Lawyer. So that's actually really cool. A friend of theirs that they wanted to make sure to give a little bit of love and things to, that helped with them, from what I understand. I did get a chance to play this at Gen Con this year. Gen Con, was a smaller gathering, but it was actually quite fun. So this is going with the Phoenix site. So this is not in Cheyenne Mountain. This is actually off world, and this is where you'll be actually going. Greetings, traveler. You've been recruited by Stargate Command to defend the galaxy against the Goa'uld system lords. Almost sounds like you've been pulled in for the Star League almost. It's kind of funny. Um, Stationed at the secret Phoenix site, embark upon your training in the Stargate program. So the introduction kind of goes over what the cool rule book has. As you can see, it's going to serve as your guide uh, to the secret off-world Stargate program designated Phoenix site. You'll go on missions gated by the Gate Master instead of the DM or Dungeon Master. It's a Gate Master in this one, to fight for freedom across the Milky Way galaxy. And it goes into your normal, what is a role playing game, player characters. Uh, so the Stargate is dialed using constellation symbols in sequence, with the point of origin being the last. Uh, this is the port of origin for the Phoenix site. So that's actually pretty cool that they actually put that in there too. The artwork is really nice. Some of the dice that they had at Gen Con was really nice also. The Gate Master, or the GM, um, can be as much fun, if not more, than a player. So yeah, here we go. Stargate goes. This goes into a lot more detail about the actual Stargate program. Those of you who've played the actual game, or not game, but watch the actual series, will know exactly what's going on here. Speaking of the dice, you can kind of see it here. I know it's a little blurry, but these are the actual dice. The 10-siders actually look like a kind of like a Goa'uld ship. It's really cool. Um, the Yeah, the setting for this game occurs specifically in season 6 of SG-1. The book will contain spoilers and events from seasons 1 through 6. Additionally, it is written with the assumption that season 6 has come to a close, despite gameplay occurring during season 6, so that future story and supplement capability are simple and clear as possible. So they've set it in that sixth season just so they can go and expand that out. I think it's going to be really cool, especially once they add Stargate Atlantis. I think that's going to really change a lot of things. Um, Some history on the Phoenix site here. Uh, well kept secret. Uh, President authorized the formation of the off-world site. Major General Lawyer, as you know, the one they dedicated it to. So he will now live forever uh, as the commander of the SGC there. Once trained, the Stargate teams will be sent on missions, etc. And of course, the Phoenix patch there. Well, what's in the book? Basically what goes on. It does set up the background through season 6. Uh, Core changes to 5th edition. So this is based loosely on the 5th ed open gaming license. So that's where they kind of did some things, but it's kind of nice because they've actually added some of the sci-fi features in, and I think a lot of folks. There's 5 different classes. Everything is in meters, 1 meter increment in place of 5 feet. Range versus melee. Tension die, ranging from a D4, which is comedic. So that would be like if you've watched it, where Tilk uh, and them were doing were stuck, and they were doing chip shots with the from the golf clubs. So yeah, that was fun. To D12, which all is lost. Uh, Damage lethality is at most tension die rating. So you roll a d4, or not roll a d4, but this part of the actual uh, way that episode is going to go. So it could be funny and kind of quirky, or it could be, oh my god, we're all gonna die. Encounter types. In addition to the encounter action, Stargate encounters cover a situation where success is not guaranteed. I love this right here. Success is not guaranteed, or where the outcome depends on the player's choice. See that a lot of folks who, and that's one important thing, because the yes, they are called heroes in this, but you are not actually set up as a you're going to win everything. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. You may actually lose members of your team. It's completely possible. So the with that, the encounter types uh, range from battles with enemies to convincing a judge or sneaking through an enemy base. One of the things with us is that we had to get uh, certain factions on a planet to agree with us. That was the main thing of one part of the adventure, and using our different skills. It was very, very cool. Um, you do have determination points. Determination points act as wagering resources during certain encounter types. That is one thing. Initiative and moxie. Initiative can be determined by the character's dex or wisdom instead of just dex. And in addition, they've added moxie, which includes the intelligence and charisma for non-action encounters. So that's like talking to this person in a stall on this planet that you're trying to get information from. Instead of initiative, you use your moxie to kind of be able to get them to either agree or disagree with you. Mission points, that's your XP. Mission points are how you create. Typically, and this is another big one. Typically, you earn 3 to 5 mission points per session. So depending on how well or how bad you did, you could earn one, you could earn the five, which is which is a very big step back from a lot of the fifth ed gaming. Um, the basics, training. Uh, the following are the terms and phrases. I mean, this is this is normal in any RPG. If you've played RPGs before, you can kind of slide past this. Of course, it goes into the advantage and disadvantage. Yes, there is advantage and disadvantage. Uh, Also, the different die types, armor class, attack, your checks, your combatant, determination points. Uh, these are points that bid, kind of like poker chips, to allow a character to persevere in an encounter. So that like I said, those determination points are really a cool mechanic that I have not seen a lot of games put in order to do more of the social interactions. That's one reason I really do enjoy this. Um, DC, the Encounter Game Master, which they already kind of went over a lot of this, but it kind of expounds on it. Uh, Tension die, again, mission points, levels. Uh, they do have uh, the SG-1, I guess, kind of like Pathfinder and Fifth Ed. They have their own collectives where you have certain things that you run for paths and things like that. But with this, it is you can run it with or without those. Um, 3 to 7 people to run it. Of course, your character sheet. This goes into more of the 5 foot or 1.5 meter map grids. Uh, Other just gives the basics. Example of play. I'm not going to go too deep into that because that'll go further in. Now we are at character creation. And like I said, some of the art in this is very well done. Uh, the way that they've done, especially a lot of the aliens, uh, and just I personally I really like this. It gives me more of the old school feel of the way the games were done. Making a hero. Yes, it is called a hero in this, but the hero doesn't always win. The hero doesn't always live or die. Um, so the character first step is your race. Choose a race and note your racial abilities, proficiencies, ability scores, etc. Origins. Choose 2 origins from the list of possible genetic biomes, background, and racial origins. Your origin must be from different types. Be of different types. Choose a class and note your level, hit points, proficiencies, and special abilities. Of course, the ability scores uh, are you can roll those like your standard game. However, your GM decides or your game master decides. Um, Description: give a little thought to what your character looks like and a general temperament and a posture that they evoke. So they're not looking for like a 50-page synopsis of what your character did before coming to the Phoenix site. This is more of you know what's the demeanor? Is he quick to anger? Are they super laid back? Stuff like that. The other attributes, you're going to calculate your hit points, your AC, your speed, your initiative, and your moxie. And the races we'll get into in a little bit later, but you'll choose a race, the 2 origins, as it say before, your class, your ability scores, random ability generation. It calls for 4 6-sided dice. Uh, keep the drop the lowest. They also do have the purchase ability, so you can purchase your values based on your score. So if you want, you know, character is set 27 points to spend, the highest one you can buy is a 15, which is really cool. And it of course, costs the most. So you're not going to have a super overpowered character with this. And I've actually seen some moderate characters, that are kind of even keeled with the points, do actually really well with this. Uh, choosing which system, favorite system for character creation, that's up to the GM's gambit. Now you've got a basics of your uh, character's game aspect. It is time to flesh them out as a person. You need to think of a name, consider the character physically looks like, how they behave most of the time, your character's race, the background should influence these descriptions. So it's the separation from the player to the character, which is really cool, because a lot of games it doesn't really spell that out, but I like how this has spelled this out, that they want you to have that separation. Your character's ability scores, go into it. You do get proficiency bonuses, uh, your hit points, termination points, your AC, speed, initiative, and moxie once again. So gaining levels 1 through 5. So yes, there is a 20, and you do get, at level 5, you get an attack specialist. When you get to level 5, they are no longer gain abilities based on their class, as Phoenix Site Command learned the value of the skill set diversity in the hard way. Instead, your character advances as a specialist. You earn MP. You spend it directly on purchasing feats. These feats cover a wide variety of effects. So yeah, you don't, your skills kind of top out at 5, and then you just have to get the feats. But it could be several sessions before you get to that uh, next generation. Now we're looking at the handling hit points. Total HP is your hit die plus con modifier times your level plus racial HP, which I think that's not too bad. Um, and that is where we're going to go ahead and stop this one. I want to thank everybody for definitely coming out and checking us out. Make sure you do like and subscribe. Also, you can, if you look down below, you can find all my socials. I do stream live on Twitch. I do a little bit of everything. Mostly it is actual gaming. Tabletop gaming is kind of my second love, so definitely want to want to give a nod to that. That's what mostly my YouTube channel here is going to be about. So I want to thank everybody for joining me this episode, and I hope to see you next one.